We all know what today's about. We saw what the NABJ did, giving me the thumbs down award. Everybody got their say. My turn. See y'all in a little bit.
Imagine being one of the biggest voices in the media. Then one day, people who you thought had your back come for you. That's exactly what happened when the National Association of Black Journalists gave Stephen A. Smith the Thumbs Down Award at their annual convention. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to call them Nene. And I'm going to get to Nene in the end because they are not innocent either. But anyway, so Nene is saying this. Look here, brother, I know we've been friends for years and even shared the same stage a few times, but your disrespect of our sisters is getting out of hand. We can't let loyalty make us overlook the shots you've taken at black women. Come with me. Do you want to ride or die? La, 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 la. See, Nene is saying, Stephen, we're not going to ride with you, regardless of all the good things you did for us. And this is why they took the first shot, because to them, Stephen A. forced their hand. And now this little disagreement has turned into full-blown beef. But what I want to know is this. What took so long?
I'm not sure.
Now, for years, Stephen A. has been sitting behind the microphone telling everybody else what they did wrong. Athletes, coaches, celebrities, politicians. He built his entire reputation on doing exactly that, going after black athletes. But when they hit back and called him out on his bullshit, suddenly he turned into a tough guy. Just like when he got into it with Kevin Durant. Okay, Stephen A. was like, do you know who I am? I'm the boss of this. I'm the John Gotti of this game.
Kevin Durant is the one that's lying. I sit here today incredibly offended by the personal attack that this man has put against me. I am addressing what he said about me. I am not attacking Kevin Durant. You don't want to make an enemy out of me. And I'm looking right into the camera, and I'm going to say it again. You do not want to make an enemy out of me. I'm not having it.
See, this is the kind of energy Stephen A. is known for, especially when he's dealing with black athletes. He'll challenge them. He'll get in their faces. He'll make sure they understand exactly where he stands. Like when he had a confrontation with LeBron over Bronny.
Coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves.
See, Stephen A. wasn't about to let anyone question him. That's why he stood up to LeBron to send a message to the black athletes. I don't back down from anybody. And whoever wants to challenge me, come on. But let me let you guys on a little secret. It's easy to be tough when you have those alphabets behind you. See, he'll tell the black athletes in a minute, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. But what happens when Donald Trump said this about him?
ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith, who was talking about running for president, said he would blame you if the Knicks lost the game. How do you respond to that?
I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually.
Yeah, you heard that. Trump sent a direct message questioning the man's intelligence and his credibility. He didn't send a subliminal message. That was a straight shot to the dome. And we all know Stephen A. doesn't back down, right? He doesn't let people talk crazy about him, right? Now watch how he responds to Trump. You guys tell me if you see the same energy.
He wants to sit up there and talk about my low IQ. We'll get to that in a second, because that part really made me laugh. But wait for that.
And don't get me wrong, in that whole clip, he said a few negative things about Trump, but his tone was different. Hey, Stephen A., why you didn't go hard on Trump? Well, you know, that's the president. That's my daddy. And y'all know we both from Queens. It's a Queens thing. Now, Stephen A. had been doing this selective scrutinizing for years with athletes and changing his tone depending on who the story was about. He'd pick a story apart, criticize somebody. Let's say a black athlete got in trouble, he was on it. But when it was a white athlete, crickets. Before Stephen A. became a television personality, he was a journalist. He made his bones covering the Sixers at the Philadelphia Inquirer. And one of the reasons why his profile grew, is because his coverage of Allen Iverson. See, Stephen was the one who writing a lot of personal stories about AI's personal life, where AI had to go defend his commitment.
It's easy to talk about. It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. Well, Coach, I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
And that's where he started earning his stripes, because he showed a willingness to turn on black people. How do you think David Stern got all that information on AI's personal life? And you would have think Nene would have gave him a thumbs down a long time ago. But Nene was like, we see it, but we're not going to say anything because, you know, those was rich athletes. They can handle themselves. But for some reason, it was different this time. They had to let him know his criticism towards black women will not be tolerated. But Stephen wasn't going to sit around and let that happen. He went on to defend himself.
These disparaging comments about black women, which you have no facts to fall upon. Didn't you see the new show that I created, The Culture Table, on my YouTube channel? Did you see it? Check it out. One's a member of the NABJ. Her name is Tori Cooper. One is my personal executive assistant that has been with me for over 21 years. The other is a lawyer by profession, the founder and the boss of HBCU Week, who was kind enough to ask me to join her as ambassador, where with my minimal contribution, she has been able to raise and generate in excess of $100 million for thousands of students. I've been surrounded by black female excellence all my life.
And a lot of people do that when they're defending themselves. They start listening to all the good things they've ever done for those people. I mean, he sounded like Donald Trump. When people started calling him racist, he started talking about all the black people he did business with back in the day. And that's what Stephen A. is doing, trying to deflect from what he's really done. But most people wasn't falling for that. That's why he went running to his old buddy Sean Hannity on Fox.
Now, doesn't this have to do specifically with your criticism of radical people on the left? And you did mention a couple of African-American women at times, Jasmine Crockett, who says nutty things, Joy Reid, who says, in my view, nutty things. Is that what this is about?
I think it is. I don't think there's any question about it, and that's why I spoke out against it, because I think it's utterly ridiculous. I was raised by 5 black women. My mother, God rest her soul, and my 4 older sisters. I have 2 daughters. I have 10 nieces. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I find it highly offensive that they would label me in this way. Give me a thumbs down award specifically for disparaging black women. I want everybody out there to know there's no such thing. That did not happen. That is a flat out lie.
See, the issue wasn't simply Stephen A. was criticizing black women. It was how he was criticizing them, the terminology he was using, the generalizations, and the way he connected those criticisms to black women as a whole. And that's probably one of the main reasons why he didn't even stop Sean Hannity from degrading the black women. And that's why people question him for going on Fox News, a platform that has a history of disrespecting black people.
Stephen A. Smith just proved exactly why the National Association of Black Journalists gave him a thumbs down award. Because when black journalists held him accountable for his treatment of black women, this grown black man ran straight to white men for comfort and validation. Sean Hannity and Chris Cuomo?
And I'm going to tell you another reason why he went to Fox News. He wants to control the narrative and make this about his criticism of women in politics, from Michelle Obama to Jasmine Crockett to Kamala Harris. He want to make this about politics, not his mistreatment of black people as a whole. But every time someone questioned him about all that, he just turn around. I was just doing my job. I was a journalist. He is one person who attack people, but when they attack him, he hide behind the journalist card.
I'll never abandon the organization. It's not going to stop me in learning and striving to get better and be better. It's not going to stop me from continuing to be the ambassador for HBCU Week and do everything that I can to help HBCUs generate money, notoriety, etc. Got something coming down the pike, by the way, where I'm about to ink a deal where we're broadcasting HBCU basketball games. I'm going to need some black folks working for me as talent, as producers, and beyond. I got a couple of projects that's been greenlit developing shows. I'm going to need some black folks.
And when that doesn't work, he starts talking about his loyalty to black people and everything he's done for them and can do for them in the future. See, that's the same playbook you see from drug dealers or people in the entertainment world who has done a lot of questionable things. They start pointing out who they helped, the jobs they created. Like that erases all the bad they have done. But we all know the man should have been given a big thumbs down a long time ago. And this brings us to NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. Don't act scared now. You started this. You took the first shot. You got to take this medicine too, because people associated with that organization should have been protesting a long time ago. Not just Stephen A. Smith, but the whole damn media. We've rarely seen protests against the media coming from people who work in the media. Do any of you guys remember this? Watch this.
I'll be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska. And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but fuck it, I quit. All right, we apologize for that.
Now think about that. She quit because of some weed. Now ain't nothing wrong with some weed, but come on. She stood on business for some weed. And think about it. This was one of the only times I've seen a serious protest where a black person walked off a live television set because of something they believe was wrong. She didn't quit and protest because the news media ignore missing black children or black women who've been deleted. Yeah, we've never seen a black news anchor quit in the middle of a show because of those things, or because the media has different coverage when a white woman goes missing opposed to when a black woman goes missing. And right now, as we speak, black people are being found hanging all over this country, and the first thing we hear about, self-deletion. Like all of a sudden, black people all of a sudden woke up and decided to self-delete from a tree. Where's the thumb downs for the media coverage for that? Huh, Nene? I mean, you out here giving Stephen A. bad grades, but who is grading the people doing the grading? Because I'm telling you, Nene, you should be handing out more thumbs down to many people in the media, and you should have been doing this for a long time.
Broke it down to its very last compound.